Now, I deal with these people, I arrest these people, I interview these people, and I try and put these people away. And I am convinced that no matter what you do, these people are broken and you will not fix them. There is no rehabilitation. He will be a sex offender for the rest of his life, as far as I'm concerned, as in he will be a predator for the rest of his life. Prepare to be outraged, especially if you're a parent. The case of Jesse Mack Butler, an 18-year-old former high school baseball player from Stillwater, Oklahoma, has sparked widespread outrage after receiving no prison time for pleading no contest to multiple felony sexual assault charges involving two teenage girls. The incidents occurred in early 2024 when Butler was 17. He was charged as an adult with crimes that could have resulted in nearly 80 years behind bars. Instead, a Payne County judge granted him youthful offender status, allowing him to avoid incarceration if he successfully completes all of a one-year counseling program overseen by the Oklahoma Office of Juvenile Affairs until he is 19. Upon completion, his record could be sealed, sparing him from having to even register as a sex offender. So the details of the case. The victims were both fellow students at Stillwater High School. According to the court documents and victim impact statements, victim 1, Butler allegedly choked her unconscious during the assault, using what prosecutors described as rape by instrumentation, which means some sort of object besides his body. Her doctor testified that she nearly died, as Butler strangled her just seconds short of fatal oxygen deprivation. She required neck surgery, leaving a permanent scar that she described as a daily reminder of the trauma. Second victim, similar charges, involved forcible oral sodomy, sexual battery, and additional counts of rape by instrumentation and domestic assault by strangulation. Butler faced 10 felony counts in total, 2 counts of attempt, 3 counts of rape by instrumentation, 1 count of sexual battery, 1 count of forcible oral sodomy, 2 counts of domestic assault and battery by strangulation, and 1 count of domestic assault and battery. Both victims reported that Butler threatened them with harm if they disclosed the assaults, which delayed the reporting. The case came to light in March of 2024 after one of the victims confided in a trusted adult. Prosecutors noted Butler's athletic status and community ties as factors in the plea negotiations, though the deal was ultimately approved by Judge Susan Worthington on October 17th, 2025. Why did he avoid prison time? He avoided all prison time in this case. Oklahoma's youthful offender program is designed for certain youth defendants, typically under 18 at the time, and non-violent. These are meant for non-violent crimes, to emphasize rehabilitation over punishment, especially for non-violent or first-time offenders. However, critics argued in this case it was applied incorrectly, given that this was so severe, so violent. The one girl, they were both choked unconscious, they were both choked multiple times. I mean, sexual assault by instrumentation, come on, man. He was 17 years old when this happened. They were both 16. The one girl had to have surgery done, and she has a permanent scar on her neck. Okay? Well, but Butler must attend intensive counseling focused on sexual offense prevention, anger management, and victim empathy. Failure to comply could revoke his status and trigger the original 80-year sentence. Problem with that is that he's only on probation for a year. So he just sneaks by for a year, gets past his probation. All of this gets sealed. All of this gets wiped away. So they play that card as if, oh, he could be facing this 80-year, we're just trying to keep him out. He was a juvenile. We're trying to rehabilitate him. He could be facing this 80-year sentence, so it's going to keep him on the straight and narrow. Only for a year. Then he can do whatever the hell he wants. Supporters of the plea, including his defense attorney, obviously, cited Butler's lack of prior record, his age, and potential for reform as a baseball scholarship recipient. I'll be damned. He got a baseball scholarship. Prosecutors agreed to the deal to ensure some accountability without risking an acquittal at the trial. Obviously, the decision has drawn sharp criticism from victims' advocates, the victims' families, and local community members in Stillwater, a college town home to Oklahoma State University. One victim's mom told News Nation, "He almost killed my daughter, and now he's walking free." Online petitions and social media backlash have called for judicial review, with some labeling it a, of course, slap on the wrist that undermines trust in the justice system. The case highlights ongoing debates in Oklahoma about juvenile justice and reform and sexual assault sentencing. Similar controversies have come up in the state, such as early release for sex offenders leading to further crimes. 2023, Henrietta killings by a paroled rapist. Advocacy groups like the Oklahoma Coalition Against Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault have used Butler's case to push for stricter guidelines on youthful offender eligibility for violent felonies. As of October 23rd, 2025, Butler is complying with his program terms and living under supervision in Stillwater. The victims, of course, continue to seek public awareness to prevent similar leniency in future cases. Now, I deal with these people, I arrest these people, I interview these people, and I try and put these people away. And I am convinced that no matter what you do, these people are broken and you will not fix them. There is no rehabilitation. He will be a sex offender for the rest of his life, as far as I'm concerned. As in, he will be a predator for the rest of his life. He may be able to control it I'm sure he'll be able to control it for a year. He's got a whole bunch of people watching out for him, keeping him on the straight and narrow for the year of his probation. And then he will be scot-free. But then it will be another year or 3 or 5, and he will do it again. I don't believe that these types of offenders can be rehabilitated. He is a violent, violent sexual predator. From the picture that I've seen of him, he's a pretty big guy too. So, I mean, it's easy for most people to overpower a 16-year-old girl. But then the violence, the strangulation, he strangled these girls when they didn't want to have sex with him, and then he had his way with them. Some things that I didn't pull out of that article that I've seen in other were that in one case, when he strangled that girl unconscious, he videotaped it, and the police found that video on his cell phone. The other major issue in this is that the prosecutor went on record and said, hey, we got this. We didn't want to get an acquittal. We got this the best we could, the victims didn't have to testify. And I've dealt with lots of cases in my career where the victims don't want to testify, and they'll take whatever. Just give them whatever we can plead to. I don't want to testify. That happens a lot. These girls wanted to testify. They wanted this guy put away. They wanted him not to do this to other girls. And the justice system in Payne County, Oklahoma has failed. And I regret to say that this man will reoffend. And so he won't have to register as a sex offender, but his name needs to be known. However we can do it. I guess he gets to play baseball. Hopefully baseball will be pretty awkward for him because everybody knows what a piece of shit he is. Every team that he plays against, obviously all his teammates should know how just vile Jesse Mack Butler is. I think this case is over. I don't think any appeals, that we get from social media, even from legislators and that kind of stuff, I think the case is done. I don't know that they can change it. Now, of course, they could probably try and go federal or something with it, but I doubt that's going to happen. But what a sad case. The other part of this that I really want to emphasize, and I'll keep digging when I have time, is that Jesse Mack Butler's father, his name is Mack Butler. Let me read you a little bit about Mack Butler. Father of Jesse Mack Butler, he is a prominent figure in the Oklahoma sports, particularly associated with Oklahoma State University. Come on, man. Oklahoma State University, huge in football in Stillwater. Mack serves as the director of football operations for the OSU football team from 2001 to 2004 and again from 2009 through 2021. He is also inducted into the Oklahoma Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame and has held roles in local education, athletics, including as an assistant athletic director for Stillwater Public Schools. His connection to the community has been cited in coverage of this case as potentially influencing the leniency in the sentence. Hard to ignore. The athletic director, Stillwater Public Schools, where his son went to school, where these two girls went to school. And in the Hall of Fame, Coaches Hall of Fame for the Oklahoma State University. I smell something here. How can you let somebody, 17 at the time, I get it, they were technically a juvenile, but such violence. Two different victims, multiple incidents with each victim, choking them unconscious, threatening them if they told, oral sodomy, sodomy with some sort of other object, instrumentation as they like to put it, apparently, legally. Violence choked them out. One girl had to have neck surgery and has a scar. And this man, he's a man, will not serve 1 day unless he screws up over the next year. Unbelievable.